Hmm. Hey, everybody, this is Bonnie Barker, and you have come to Friday Fun Live, where we gather, have a little social time. I get to share some fun things. Today, I've got some interesting things to talk about. Um, but anyway, it's so good to be back. Hey, Linda, good to have you with us, and thanks for that reminder of hitting the thumbs up button. And Diane and Hannah, thank you all for being there. Um, yeah, I just wanted to start off by saying just a heartfelt thank you for praying for my husband and me the last couple of weeks. Um, we got to do another battle with COVID, and I'm just really thankful. I think your prayers were very effectual. Um, my case, this is my third time, I believe, having it. I'm not going to go into all the gritty details, but it was more mild, which is probably good because it allowed me to care for my husband during his first time ever having it. And I think he took it a lot harder than I did. He definitely lost a lot more weight than I did. I think I found the weight he lost. But anyway, um, but I just wanted to offer just a real heartfelt thank you for your care and understanding during that time. Let me go ahead and say hey to some more of the folks coming in. Hey, Barbara, it's good to see you. I'm so enjoy emailing with you, my friend. Um, I can't wait to go visit you sometime. Don't know how I'm going to get there, but we're going to have to make that happen. And Margita, so glad to have you in the chat. And Knit, Pearl, and Squirrel with Granny D. Thompson. Um, so glad to have you all coming into the chat. I know once, I took a week off last week, getting better. I was actually much better. I just couldn't talk. Let me go ahead and getting this thing situated here so I can see better. Um, yeah, and again, Hannah, thanks for being there. And Selena, good to have you. Thanks for the wave. And Jet One In, great to have you here. And Donna and Christine from Cleveland, Georgia. Wow. And Phil, so glad to have you back in Utah today. Oh, wow. Well, we're going to be talking a little bit about Utah, just not too much, but anyway. And Michelle's Mosaics and more. Welcome, welcome. Jet One In wants to know, did you sick? Yeah, I had to take a couple weeks. My husband got sick first, and then I picked it up from him, even though we were distancing in the house. You know how didn't work that well. But anyway, Cindy, good to have you here. Says, good morning, beautiful lady. Oh, you're so kind. It's so nice to catch you live instead of watching the replay. I'm so glad you could be here, Cindy. And Jesus Joy 7. Oh, thank you for joining us. Jesus says, I pray everyone is doing well. It's a great day to be alive another day. I'm glad you're feeling much better. Thank you so much. Well, let me go ahead. I'm going to just dive right into something a little on the heavy side. And I'm going to try to do this without tears, but it's probably not going to happen. I know those of you who are in the U.S., then I think and beyond, have heard the terrible news about Charlie Kirk. And also that was right on the heels of the 24th anniversary of 9/11. So it's been a really heavy week. And as you know, I don't get political here. And I'm not going to. I like to think, and I do whatever I can to make sure that this channel is open to anybody and everybody. I have just case in point, the people in the chat that are coming in here. If you're brand new to Bonnie Bay Crochet and this community here, welcome. You are welcome. There are no litmus tests. There are no requirements. You don't have to sign anything. You don't have to hold a certain set of beliefs. I mean, I like to think that everybody is welcome here. That said, we do have some principles that we like to abide by. One being that of kindness and courtesy to others. Yeah, we don't put up with drama. But anyway, all of that said, there has been a little bit of drama on some of my social media this week, not a lot, and that's because you guys are quality people. Um, People that aren't quality, they're not comfortable here for long. So, and we've had some issues in the past, but this week, I feel like I personally have lost a brother and a son, um, with this young man whose life was just so senselessly taken. He was the same age as my son Caleb. He had a family, 2 small children, and a beautiful wife. Um, no matter what anybody stands for, there's no reason for that. Not in the United States of America, where we have freedom of speech. We have free speech in our Constitution, or at least we used to, and we still do. But anyway, and and I did have a comment or so added onto one of my social media pages that was just unacceptable. And so let me just talk a little bit about social media. Um, I am, like I said, I am open to people of all opinions, but you are not welcome. And this is not a correction to my friends. Your friends, you know who we are. I know who you are. You know who I am. This is not a correction to anybody here, really. But just in general, because I know a lot of people don't comment who do watch, and occasionally I leave kind of sniping comments that are not always appreciated. But just to let people know in general, if you are not welcome to post hateful or anti-Semitic comments on my social media. You have the right to post them, and I have the right to take them down immediately, and I will. Um, we're here to show respect to each other, and and I'll tell you this. Um, yeah, I if you want to have a conversation, an open and honest conversation with me about anything, even controversial or politically heated or whatever, I welcome that. And I have always made myself available through my email. Okay. If you really want to have a conversation about these things, heart to heart, um, email me, come to me personally, and let's talk like adults, and let's dialogue. Um, and without name calling, and without foolish arguments. I just to let people out there in general know, my friends know this already. You guys know this already. But I will not roll in the mud with you with foolish arguments and name calling. Not going to do it. My time is more valuable than that. But if you seriously want to have a conversation, whether it be about faith or political stances or anything like that, that's fine. Bring it to me personally. Take it away from my channel, because this channel is about providing what I hope to be excellent information, for people to learn the craft of crochet and for keeping it going from generation to generation. That's my goal. And I'm not afraid to reveal who I am. You can read a little bit of my story on my webpage. It's out there in the public eye. I'm not afraid to let people know that I am a sinner saved by the grace of God. I am a follower of Jesus Christ, and I will share encouragement in this vein. But that said, all are welcome here. Okay, all are welcome here. This is just who I am. I can't be somebody that I'm not. And I know you understand that, and I know a lot of you can relate to this, and I appreciate that, and it just encourages my heart so many times when things have been kind of dark. And just to let people know, the channel here was started in 2011, and this was right after my first 2 leisure arts leaflets were released. It's before YouTube was really that big. And for about 6 years or so, I had the opportunity to monetize, but that was not my heart, because money was not my main motivator. It was to serve the crochet community where and when I could. Money is not a terrible thing. It has really been helpful. Since then, I have monetized it. Of course, you do see it commercials occasionally. Um, and that has allowed me to be able to do what I do full time instead of working outside, substitute teaching and whatnot. It's allowed me to stay home and really focus on what I love. And I appreciate that. Um, okay, I promise this TED Talk is going to be over very soon, but just one more thing. And I'm really grieved when I tell you this one, but this is just where we are, reality. My views recently, just being a Christian, have cost me. I know that it has reduced my income on YouTube and other places. I was not personally slandered, but in general, there is another. I will not name the person, but a famous YouTuber had a video out, uh, kind of a diatribe about an unnamed Christian crochet designer YouTuber who hurt this person. And that is really sad that that happened. But that person was not me. I don't even have a relationship with this person. But as soon as that came out, hundreds of people left my channel, hundreds. And it's starting to recover, and I'm thankful for that. But yeah, I mean, and my views have cost me, and I know that. But I have to return again to the premise that money is not the main reason that I'm here. I'm not going to become somebody I'm not. Serving this community is my main motivator, and to do it in a way that as much as I can with the Lord's help, that will honor the Lord in the process. So that's my goal here. There have been really hundreds, and I'm not exaggerating, if not more, companies and people have approached me to hawk their wares to somehow convince you that you need this thing in your life when you really don't. And I could be making a lot more money doing that. And I have to date, I have not taken any of them. And I'm not saying it's wrong if other YouTubers do. If there's a product you believe in, I have no problem. If a company, somebody approached me of something that I love dearly and that I really believe will make your life different and better, I'll definitely share that with you. And in fact, I won't even take money for doing it. And that's what I do all the time with indie dyers. I don't take money from them. May occasionally give me some yarn samples, but if I believe in what they're doing and the way they interact with people, and I know that they are good people, I will not hesitate to tell you about them. The Yarnsmith is one such person. There are many others out there as well. Well, anyway, okay, I wanted to just get that out of the way, because I know many of you are like me and just grieved at what has happened. And I know a lot of people are in social media are talking about it. And I will say this about Charlie Kirk: before you judge him by reading somebody else's opinion and name calling about this person, I challenge you to watch some of the footage and the way that he interacted with people. That's all I'll say. I'm not going to defend, I can't defend anybody their entire life unless their name is Jesus Christ. And my life included. My life is full of flaws, full of sin in places. And Charlie was no different. But he had a way of loving people, even people who were different than him. And I just recommend that you check out some of his broadcast before you, if you are of the mindset to throw anything under the bus that disagrees with everything you think. I would challenge that with you. I'm not telling you that you have to believe this, that, and the other thing. I'm just saying, open your mind and don't be quick to judge. And I'm preaching to myself as I say that as well. I am so challenged in this society to do just that, and I have to be real careful. And that's why I share encouraging comments from scriptures and whatnot, because that reminds me and keeps me centered. Otherwise, I would fall off a cliff just like a lot of other people have recently. But anyway, okay, gonna get on to some really good stuff here. Let me get back here. Okay, so I may not get to all the comments, but I'm going to do the best that I can. Um, Let me just shout out here. All right, I think I've caught up. We've got Donna. It's good to have you here from San Diego. Oh, I love San Diego. It's so beautiful there. I love the cool, dry air. And Cindy, good to have you here. Says I'm usually keeping my grandson on Fridays. Oh, what a wonderful privilege. And thank you, Susan, for the reminder of the thumbs up. And Carol says, glad you're feeling better, Bonnie. Hello to you, Hannah, and all Carol Beth in Oregon. Thank you, Carol. And Jet One In says, hi from Idaho. I'm busy as I'm getting so close to the crochet conference I run in October. Oh, wow. Well, I wish you the best. All success, my friend, with that. Yeah. So Phil has a good question. Okay, Hannah's just sent it to me, Phil. So I bought Lion Brand Hometown yarn for your wagon wheel rug. Do you think that it will be a good yarn for that project? It depends on which one it is, Phil, because I know that there's a super thick version and then a like a number 5 version. I think the yarn that I used from Lovecrafts was a bit thicker than that. But that said, you can just give it a try. Maybe I would suggest using a slightly smaller hook than what the pattern calls for, because that yarn is going to give it a different consistency, a very fluffy, nice consistency. So if you don't mind maybe working additional rounds to get the size right, you could be fine, and you'll be able to adapt. The extra stitches, it's not going to be hard for you to figure that one out. So I would try swatching with it first and just seeing how it goes. Okay. And Coley says, this is my first time here. Good morning. Well, good morning, Coley. I'm sorry we had to start with such heavy news today, but these folks are my friends here, and I just didn't want to ignore something so important. And of course, and just getting back just a little bit, just remembering 9/11, so important for the generations. There are kids who are graduated from college who were not born yet when that happened. And so it's kind of like, I guess, my generation. I was not alive during the bombing of Pearl Harbor, but so much, it was so important to my mom's generation. So it's 9/11 is becoming like that. It's becoming something that is ancient history and people just don't know. Yeah, okay, Phil said it's the thinner 6 yarn. Getting back to the yarn question for Phil. I would say do a swatch with it, Phil. I liked using the thicker yarn, but you can either double it. That's really going to be thick. Well, just try it. I would just swatch with it and see what you think. If you think you need to, size your hook down a little bit, feel free to do that with the project. You could probably make that work. I haven't used homespun in such a long time. And okay, hometown. Wait a minute. Hometown yarn. So maybe that's not the homespun. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong yarn. I could have made a mistake there. Oh, surprise, surprise. If it's the hometown, if it's not the homespun, yeah, you might be fine. You might be fine with that. It should be fine. Yeah. I'm sorry, I got confused there. Read a word that really wasn't there. Okay, let me go ahead and get back to Selena. She says, I'm from Spain. Love you and you crochet. Oh, thank you so much, Selena. You have a beautiful country. I just want you to know a quick little story about Spain. The very first time I ever got to go anywhere outside the United States of America was to Madrid, Spain, with my high school band. In what year was this? This was 1979. So you guys can do the math. um, yeah, we loved might even been before you were born. I don't know. But it was also the first place that I had ever seen snow was at the top of a mountain in Spain with my high school band. All of us kids were from Hialeah, Florida, and had never seen snow. Most of my friends were from Cuba, and it doesn't snow in Cuba. And I just remember we had a snowball fight at the top of this mountain in Spain. So thank you for that, triggering that memory, Selena. Okay, thank you, Hannah, for sending that to me. Let's see, who else do we have? Felicia, good morning, or good afternoon. She says, I'm glad you and your husband are feeling better. Well, thank you so much. And thank you for your prayers. I did read all of the comments on social media and tried to respond appropriately. So I just so appreciate y'all. Yeah, thank you for checking up on Hannah, Susie. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Cheryl and Rod. I appreciate your kind comment there. I love you guys. I really do. I so missed being able to do this last Friday, and she's encouraging me to just ignore the ignorant people. Yeah, I want to love them too. I want to reach out to them and have an open and honest conversation with them too, with people who just are blinded by their hate. I want to talk with them, but not publicly, because I don't want it to be, and you all can understand, a lot of times social media can be just a spectacle and just a mud throwing game. I don't have time for that. And I don't have the energy for that. My heart and soul don't have room for that. We're encouraged in the scriptures to don't argue with fools, and least you be like them in their eyes is one of the proverbs. But yeah, thank you so much though, Cheryl and Rod. I appreciate that for your kind comment. She said, we don't care what others say. My 5 great grandies. Okay. Thank you. And Maggie wants to know the pattern that I'm wearing here. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure I can remember. Let me get the book out. Okay, it's one pattern. This is one of my samples, but this is a pattern that's in the Celtic crochet shawl and scarves. Let me get you the name of it. It's also available. Where is it? Sapphire Soliloquy. Let me show you. It's also available as an individual pattern. But if you like making shawls, and okay, this is the pattern, Sapphire Soliloquy. It's made using a 5-pack of yarn that I got from a company called Frogget Yarns, which was a lot of fun to use. There's my sweet daughter-in-law, one of my sweet daughter-in-laws, modeling that for me. Here's a better picture of her. I am so blessed. I have the best daughter-in-laws anybody could hope for, and I have an amazing son-in-law as well. But anyway, so this the Sapphire Soliloquy, it's available in my Love Crafts, and I think in my Etsy store as well, or you can get the entire book. This is on Amazon. And I do have links for this in the video description below. I do have this in my Etsy store as well. And I sign the books and send them out. I sign them before I send them out. And the prices might be a little bit more than Amazon. And that's because shipping is included in the price. And I only ship in the US. And let me go ahead and put a plug in for these. If you're looking for any of my books that I sign and send out, I'm going to be taking them out of my store early on Monday, because I'm going to be traveling again. I'm going to be heading down, going to be giving Hannah a little respite. And I'm going to be going to South Carolina for a couple of weeks to help with a family member and serve. So, so when I do that, I just take my books out of my Etsy store temporarily, just because it's just hard to carry a book collection with you when you're traveling for for a few weeks. So, but anyway, thank you for that question, Maggie. I appreciate that. And let me go ahead before I go any further. Let me go ahead and just catch up with the group, with the chat here just a bit. And June, welcome. So glad you could be here with us. And Barbara says, well done, Charlie Kirk. I have to agree with that. If you don't agree with that, you're free to disagree. Okay. And you are still welcome here. We're not about, checking political boxes or voter cards or anything like that here. Like I said, all are welcome here. But I am also of that same opinion, Barbara. And I look forward to meeting him in glory one day. Again, not because of anything that I've done or that he's done. And he will also openly and has told people openly, it's not because of anything innately good in any of us, but because of the man in the middle of the three crosses who died. And it just so happened that his atoning death applies to those who trust in him and believe in him for the good work that he did to cover our sin. So yeah, thank you, Barbara. And Crochet Knitting Ideas says, hello, everyone from Kenya. Wow. Wonderful. Is it Kui? I'm sorry if I mispronounced it, but I am so glad that you're here. And Donna, thank you for your kind emojis there. I so appreciate that. Thank you, Felicia, for your encouragement. And Seabuck, thank you for being who you are. And no matter where you come from or what you believe, we all love joy, life, and bringing happiness to those with our gifts. Amen. Thank you so much for that. And Brad's mom says, I've been praying for Charlie and his family. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. He's going to be his family is going to be permanently on my list because those kids have a lot of growing to do. They're just toddlers. They're just little kids. Well, one's a preschooler and the other's, I think, is walking at this point. So it's so sad. And yeah, Hannah, thank you for your encouragement there. Oh, you got a #1 rating, Hannah. Finally. That's kind of fun. And Jesus Joy 7 says, Charlie's with Jesus. We need to pray for his wife, children, and family. Also, the healing of America. Charlie has and will accomplish much in death for Jesus and mankind. I agree. And it's given me a little more boldness just to not hold back. And anyway, and I am going to show you all some crochet in just a bit. I promise. I just want to get through the comments. I've so missed visiting with you. And Carol, thank you for your comment. Yes, and encouraging Jesus' joy. Yes, absolutely. And Racine, thank you. She said, my heart has also been broken this week. Thank you for having the courage to bring this up. Absolutely. Like I said, if it was all about the money, I would keep my mouth shut. But God knows what I need, and he's never failed to provide, no matter what. He's always taken care of me. So I am not afraid. I am not afraid. Oh, thank you, Tina. Says, I just like your crochet cabled basket. Crochet cabled basket. Is it basket weave, maybe? Okay. I'm just not sure which one you're talking about because I don't know that I've ever done a basket. Probably a basket weave. I know sometimes when you're typing things onto this, sometimes I will hit return and I'm like, wait a minute, I wasn't done with my comment. So I'm sure it's probably what that was. Let's see. Question from Sheila. Oh, thank you for your kind comment, Sheila. Is your Celtic braided sweater pattern in any of your books or just on Lovecraft? If it's the Celtic braided sweater, I'm not really sure which one you're referring to there. There is a tan robe sweater, um, that is in one of my books, but I don't think that's the one you're talking about. If you're talking about the Aran sweater, the, kind of an off-white color with a Saxon cable down the middle, that is only available as an individual pattern in my Lovecraft store. It might be in my Etsy store, but I'd have to double check on that. I'm pretty sure I know it's in the Lovecraft store, but that one is not in a book. If you're looking for a jumper pullover style sweater, or you can always email me, Sheila, and we can, nail this one down. I know um, excuse me. Mm, I know the names on some of these are so terribly similar. It's braided this, Celtic that. I know it gets really, really confusing, but I get confused too. And so definitely just email me if I'm not hitting on the right one. And Jet One in says, love being a watch channel member. Are the patterns in that Celtic book you just showed on there? I can't remember. Yes, Jet One in. Yes, every single one of them is there. So thank you for bringing that up. I haven't really promoted that in a while. Um, I have a channel which is a paid subscriber channel. It is actually kind of an interesting story. Back in 2020, when everybody was being canceled because of these little dot and tittle things that were ridiculous, we decided to take the best of my content and put it onto a behind a paywall. And that's where we created the watch channel, watch.bonniebaecrochet.com. There is a link in the video description below. And just into, because I'm not one to chase after fads. I'm not one to chase after faddish ideology either. And I won't get into any details, but you all know what happened 2020. 2020 was, to use a crafting term, a hot mess, on a number of levels. People bringing out the hate card, for anyway, we're not going to go there. This is a happy day. This is Friday. We're going to make it a happy day. But anyway, so what we did, my husband and son helped me to start a paid subscriber channel on Vimeo. And on Vimeo, you can watch a lot of the same videos that are on this channel, but there is additional content that does not appear on this channel. A lot of the classes that I teach at conferences, I actually teach them on Zoom classes with some of my watch followers. And this is at no extra charge. This is part of the $7.95 a month or $79.50 a year charge. And also in there, whenever I release a new pattern, you get it complimentary. I'm not going to say it's a free pattern because it's not free to you because it is a paid subscriber channel. It's kind of a way to say thank you for supporting me in this way. So all of these patterns, and they total, if you bought each individual PDF, you're going to spend more than $60 with each individual PDF. But if you buy them as a book, it's $24.95. That's available on Amazon, and again, as well as in my my Etsy store when I'm in town. If you're a Watt subscriber, they're free to you, or they're complimentary as a thank you for being one of my Watch subscribers. And if you like learning new things and you like what I do, it can be a cost savings. And another bonus is there are no commercials, no spam. You're not going to have to swim through pop-ups or any of that stuff. Even on my website, my website is not monetized for the same reason. It's just I don't like swimming in spam, and I don't want my followers to have to deal with that. Again, I could be making another $500 to $1,000 a month doing that, at least. I don't want it because it's more important that you have a good experience there than swimming in spam. And sometimes those sites tend to advertise things that are really inappropriate for children. And since I have young ladies and some young men following my work who are students, I want it to be a safe environment for them. Okay. Whew, I'm just, you'd think I was a coffee drinker, but I am not a coffee drinker. despite the project I'm about to show you, um, we revealed this 2 weeks ago. Let's see if I can take this off without tumbling this thing over. Those of you who are new and haven't seen this, welcome to Crochet Cappuccino. So Crochet Cappuccino starts out with a giant cappuccino cup, which was down here. I can't even see what I'm doing. You can see the handle here. It's more than I can show. And from that cup emanates a lot of steam. And each tower of stream is just different types of cabling. And it is also framed with a border of like little cappuccino hearts. And this is actually not as complicated as it may look, because the background that's not cabling is just half double crochet. I usually do things a little differently than that, but I thought I needed to simplify. But one skill besides some of the cables that you can learn from this is how to work with two different colors and work in your yarn strands into your work so that you're not, cutting and hiding a billion loose strands. I try to be very slow and deliberate in the instruction. And I also have an additional instructional video on my channel that just deals with how to hide the yarn in, when you're working across the row with two different colors, just how to do that, or at least one way to do that. So let me talk a little bit about this, because I have the good news and the bad news. Okay. First, the bad news. The yarn that I used for this, if you're in the US, if you're in the UK, you're fine. The yarn is available. In the US, they've had some restocking delays, but the yarn is starting to restock ever so slowly back to Lovecrafts. I'm not going to read through all of the yarn colors and the numbers. It's too much minutia to read through. But if you're looking for this information, it is in the video description. You can copy and paste it, read it, what have you. But so while the Lovecrafts yarn, where is my yarn sample? Okay, here it is. I used Paintbox Yarns Simply Aran. That said, you can use any worsted weight that you desire. Okay. And a lot of I will say that the color palette that Lovecrafts has, and of this other yarn that I'm going to tell you about is much more varied and much more to select from than what I found on Yarnspiration's site. I was going to encourage people to just go to the, Red Heart Super Saver or something like that if they wanted to. I didn't see that many colors. I'm really, really surprised. I went to Yarnspiration's site and they didn't have that much to choose from as far as the color palette, which is too bad. But okay, so the bad news is you're not going to be able to find what you need from Lovecrafts right now. It is starting to trickle back in stock. But that said, Brava yarn from Knit Picks, and I do have information in the video description below. So knitpicks.com, they have a worsted weight yarn, and last week it was 20% off or 30% off. I don't know if that sale still holds today, but they had a really good selection of colors that kind of matched what I used, with, the various, brown, different shades of brown and whatnot. Okay, that said, just because it's a coffee project, you don't have to make it in all shades of brown. You can make this in shades of blue. I mean, you can mix up the colors. You can make it a project from your yarn stash. I always encourage people, shop at home, shop from the yarn that you already had, or maybe do a little bit of reorganizing. You'll be surprised what you'll find. Really, really, really surprised. So anyway, so if you can't find what you need locally, or it's still not in at Lovecrafts, check out Knit Picks. They do have some a really good selection of yarns and colors to choose from for the throw. And I do have the links. Thank you, Hannah. I do have the links in the video description about, um, hold on a second, just had a brain freeze. Links in the video description if you're looking for the written pattern, uh, which is at Etsy and at Lovecrafts. If you order the pattern at Etsy, make sure you download both documents. I had to split it into 2 documents there, just the way they upload. It's a very um, it's a very intensive project. It's a 32-page document. The last 2 pages are just full-size color photos, but about 30 pages, 29 pages or so are or actual instructions and charts, and I tried to add detailed photos to help you, get this done. Plus, it comes with, complete video tutorials. Video number 2 will be released this coming Monday. So even if you have the pattern, video number 1 is operational. Video number 2 will be operational on Monday. I just needed to stagger that on my channel, and I'm hopefully you all understand that. So anyway, just to let you know, from Lovecrafts, it's all one document. Well, thank you, Hannah. I'm going to get to Hannah's notes. Let's see. Oh, wow. So apparently today is International Crochet Day. I wonder who decided that. Apparently my husband just sent that to my daughter to let me know. So happy International Crochet Day, everybody. I had no idea that was the case. Um, but in all honesty, I don't need a special day to crochet. I'm usually every day is International or Domestic Crochet Day, or whatever name you want to give it here in this household. It's a rare day that I don't crochet, but yeah, but happy International Crochet Day. Yay. So Phil says regarding the watch channel. So the best patterns are only on the watch channel, as good as what the free stuff is. I can only imagine what is there. No, let me clarify for Phil. Okay. The patterns that are on the watch channel are, for the most part, the patterns that I own the rights to. Um, you know, it's the patterns that I own the rights to. There might be videos on there that otherwise would be behind a paywall, like you'd have to buy the pattern to get the video. There are a couple of those on there. I'm actually contemplating making some of those public this winter. Just to let you know, like the winter cabled throw, which is Bonnie's winter cabled throw, which is the one with the Saxon cable. I'm probably going to be releasing that this winter publicly, the video, but of course the pattern would still be behind a paywall. That's just the way things work on this channel. And there are videos, there's some behind the scene videos on there. I haven't done a lot of that lately, but there are some of that. There are recordings of classes, of Zoom classes. Many of the, you hear about me, or when I tell you about the classes that I'm teaching in Pittsburgh, or that I'm going to be teaching in Prince Edward Island this coming October. A lot of times what I've really enjoyed doing is running it through my watch channel people, and they give me great feedback. And I try to teach them, those who want to do a live, interactive class. Recordings of that, a little bit edited down, but they are there for you to watch as well. So, but I guess the big draw with the channel would be the complimentary written patterns, as well as no commercials, no interruption. There's not an algorithm tracking what you're doing, and you're not going to get pop-ups, throughout your social media based on what you do there. You're kind of sectioned away from, the bots and whatnot. And you can go on, Phil, if you want to. You can just go on there. You wouldn't be able to watch a video per se, but you can, go scroll through, You go to the channel and you, as a, without paying, can scroll through the different designs that are there and the different topics that are there. You can even decide if it's worth your while or not. And I invite everybody to try that. Anyway, so Jet One in says, love being a watch channel member. Are the patterns in that? Okay, I already answered that. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. And Heather, thank you so much for your extreme donation, the $50. I so appreciate that. Let me go ahead and add this into my notes down here, even though we're live, because if I forget, that would be tragic. I need to keep track of this. Okay, we are close. Okay. So it looks like we're up to, with her, that generous combination donation of $50. That brings us up to $90 that we've been saving from past donations. And so what I like to do is, to some people's embarrassment, whenever we hit $100, and then I will donate that to lock, stock, and barrel. Just I handle any fees or whatnot. Donate that to an organization such as Samaritan's Purse or Shriners Hospital for Children. And another one of my favorites is Rancho 3M. And there's also Stephen Curtis Chapman's Show Hope, which is an organization that helps provide people financing for adoption. So we have 4 different organizations, and I usually jump around on where the money will go. I like to kind of spread that around. So thank you so much for your generosity, and I will start working on another crochet parody song just as a fun thank you. But once we reach the $100. So thank you so much, Heather, for your just kind generosity. Okay, so for Jet One, and she didn't hear what I said. She wanted to know if all of the patterns in this book are on the watch channel. Yes, every single one of them are. And if you have trouble getting to them, they're all in the extra section. If you have trouble getting to them, there's actually a video on the channel that shows you how to do that. And if you don't know, even you can't find that video, just email me and I'll be happy to send you what you need or show you how to get to it on the channel. Okay. We've got a new design to show you. Remember the yarn that I showed you a couple weeks ago? Wow, it's been a couple weeks. The beautiful alpaca yarn. Here it is. I got some beautiful alpaca yarn from Noti Hand Painted Yarns. This is the person I met in Pittsburgh. And so I made a scarf or stole, depending on how you define it. I'm going to call this a scarf. And I started off with double ribbing. And it features simply the Celtic weave and some V-stitching lace work, which is very easy to do in between. And you can wear it, as a lovely scarf, wrap it up, what have you. This is fancy pants yarn. This is beautiful, beautiful. I'm just feeling it as I'm holding it here. It's made out of a high grade of alpaca yarn, fingering weight, hand dyed, beautiful yarn, very reasonably priced for what it is. I think it was $28 for like 434 yards, which is very generous for this kind of yarn. And let me show you another one that I made. This is why I made that, is because I had this as a sample. This is a little bit wider. This is definitely a stole made with thicker DK weight yarn. And I had this as a sample in my Celtic Weave and Beyond class in Pittsburgh, and everybody wanted the pattern. And I'm like, I better write that one down. So this is one of those patterns where, let's say you don't have the money to go out and go shopping, stay home and shop your stash. just see what you need. I used about 1,200 yards, 1,200 to 1,300 yards of the fingering weight for this one. This one I think was around 1,200, and this was a DK weight yarn. So this is definitely going to be a wider stole. Um, if you even wanted to use a worsted weight, you have some Paintbox or Red Heart or Caron or 1 pounder or whatever, and you want to use worsted weight on this project, go ahead. It's just going to be a little bit wider. It'll be a nice stole to wrap around your shoulders, when the chill hits the air, and it's starting to get chilly here. Um, you can use any yarn you wish. The only thing you need to make sure is that you match your hooks to your yarn that you choose. Um, and I've made 2 now, and I've really, really enjoyed it. It's a very, very relaxing stitch. It's a really good project if you're new to Celtic weave, you want to learn Celtic weave, or Celtic weave has just bugged you and you still can't get it. I did try to go kind of slowly in the instructions, um, but you can always slow the videos down even further. Um, so anyway, so that is coming. I'm going to try to get this out, I think Monday, the 29th of September. I'm going to try to roll this one out on the early side. Still got a lot of work to get it done, but the video is done. I just need to do the editing and a quick write-up because it's a very uncomplicated project. Okay. Let me get back to Hannah's notes here. Okay. So I think I answered Lottie's question on that. The one that I just used, it was fingering weight, and I used 3 hanks, which was just over 1,300 yards or so. Of course, this is also one of those that you can make it as long or as short as you want. And I think this one ended up being about 63 inches or so long. So, on me, I'm on the taller side. I'm 5'7". When I like to have my scarves, at least about 60 inches if I can, because that way, it's long and I can wrap it, or I can, pin it with some of my jewel design yarn, scarf holders, shawl pins, and whatnot. So anyway, let me go ahead and get a little more news out of the way. Prince Edward Island is closely approaching. October 23rd to the 25th. Anybody want to drive up with me? Let me know. We can do a caravan. I'm going to be driving from Maryland all the way up through New England onto, probably Nova Scotia and up to Prince Edward Island. Hannah's like, I want to go. Wish you could, sweetheart. It's going to be cold. So you can wear all these things that we make. You can wear them, bring them, pack them, show them off, and enjoy other people who also enjoy this. It's a beautiful island. A lot of beautiful drives around the coastline there. It's almost all coastline. At the land of the home, I guess, of Mrs. Montgomery, who wrote Anne of Green Gables. Yeah, Hannah's like, I like the cold, especially after this miserable summer here. Yeah. Okay, maybe I wasn't supposed to read that. But anyway, yeah, so if you're, looking for a fun drive, it's, look at the map. Prince Edward Island, it's not that far. If you're a little bit adventurer and you want to just get in the car and drive, make sure you have your passport. You really do have to have your passport, or you're not going to get through the border crossing. Also learn that if you drive across the bridge, I think it's from New Brunswick to the island, just be aware there's a hefty toll to get there. It's around $50 to cross the bridge. But the thing is, it covers both directions. So once you get there, they'll let you come off. Okay. You don't have to pay the same toll coming back, or at least that's what I am under the impression of from the information that I've kind of gleaned from online about it. Or I think you can take a ferry, which is take a couple hours longer. There is a ferry boat that you can take to the island if you have a little more leisure time you want to take and enjoy that experience. So a lot of fun things to see. There are going to be a lot of really wonderful vendors there, and I would love to see some of you all there. That would be great. Let me tell you the classes I'm teaching. I'm just going to run through these quickly. Introduction to crocheting post cables. That was a really fun class in Pittsburgh, and we covered a lot of interesting, fun things, and everybody could accomplish them. It was so much fun. Crocheting beautiful trims and borders, where we're going to learn the cable stitch, low front ridge, the arrow, the knurl or the reverse single crochet. We're going to tackle a lot of fun things there. Intro to reading crochet patterns and stitch diagrams. I'm going to try to demystify all of that for you. And my promise on that is you'll be able to understand reading crochet patterns even better than text messages that come in on your phone with all those acronyms and encryptions that, like 3 people on the earth know what they mean. Okay, I'm exaggerating a bit, but I know. I don't speak in acronyms. I usually speak in words, so I'm used to texting words. But anyway, we will learn. You will understand reading crochet patterns, and we're going to practice that. It's going to be fun. I am going to try to make it fun. And multiple ways to crochet ribbing. And 3 ways to crochet braided cables. So a full lineup of classes. I really would love to see some of y'all there if you can. I know it's a sacrifice to travel. But one thing about travel and when you get out there and meet people and get envisioned is that nobody can ever repossess that experience from you. They can take away your car, they can take away your house. Well, not wishing that on anybody, but they can't take away your travel experiences. And I'm so thankful for that. And there's such a gift and I think a worthy investment. I do have one more thing to show you. You've seen it before, and this is coming in October. I'm not exactly sure on the date. Let me see if I can get this situated. This is the honeycomb. You've seen this on the mannequin before. This is the honeycomb. Can I even get it so that you can see it? I'm having a hard time here. Let me hold it this way. The honeycomb poncho. I just wanted to see the honeycombs and the main motif there. And this is with a large, very large collar, which you can tailor to just a small trim if you don't want the large collar, or you could just dismiss with this altogether. But I just thought it would be really fun to have. Ooh, there's a nice pin. Could have gotten me. Let's put that over here from the mannequin. So, and this is trimmed with some of that ribbing we're going to be learning in one of the classes. So I'm just a little quick sneak peek that is coming. I used Lovecraft's Paintbox yarn worsted weight, but honestly, you would be fine with that, or even a little bit thinner weight would be fine as well. Like maybe I know some of you like Caron yarn. So I guess one of those things where you can feel free to use what you have in your area. Okay, don't feel like you have to run out and just get a particular brand. No brand is telling me to promote things one way or another. So I just use what I like, and sometimes I use I find other things that I like, and I love to share that with you. All right, let me double check to see if there's anybody I have left out of the chat. If I have, I apologize. It's not on purpose. All right, I've really been talking a lot. I appreciate your comments, everybody. Appreciate that, Carol, your comment. And Abba's blessed daughter. God bless you, sweet friend. Thank you so much. And thank you, Swati. She says, happy Friday from Southern Cal. Running a bit behind today, but happy to be here. I might need to duck out early for work, though. Or I hope you have a great week, Swati. You and your beautiful kitty, Luna. If you want to see a picture of her, she's on my Facebook page. Beautiful, beautiful little cat. It was a lot of fun. And Thank you, Jet One Inch. She says, I guess talking about my earlier slight drama there. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I have seen that a few different times where someone isn't specifically named and folks assume and leave a channel. Oh, yeah, they left my channel in droves. But you know what, Jet One In, you all are still here. And that's all that matters to me, you know. Um, they just did me a favor. So, oh, thank you, Barbara. So glad that you were enjoying that. Um, thank you, Heart Wings Creations. I appreciate the join on the Watch channel. I so appreciate that. Thank you. All right. All right. And welcome, Naughty Knitting Sacks. I have not seen that before. So welcome to our channel. I'm assuming you're new to us here. Um, Swati says about the the crochet cappuccino throat. She said I printed the pattern and it is a book. I appreciate all the detail and info. Thank you, Swati. Yeah, it's a, like I said, it's a 32-page document. I tried to be as clear from as possible. And Naughty Knitting Socks is from Georgia. Well, welcome. I get down to Georgia quite a bit to visit family. Um, got to spend July there, end of June and July. Boy, was it hot. Anyway, um, I am kind of going backwards here. And Heather says, joining late. Sorry, it's been so long since I could join you live. Hope everyone is doing okay. Again, Heather, thank you so much for your kind contribution. And Ruth says, hi, Bonnie. I love everything you create. Oh, you are so sweet. Just who's watching from Indiana. Thank you for your kind words, Ruth. I so appreciate that. Love your name. What a great biblical name. And crochet knitting ideas. Welcome. And Vima's Crochet. Oh, thank you for your kind response there. If you're talking about the throw, you can get a better picture, looking. It's hard to show the whole thing at once. It's really hard to photograph too. I'm going backwards here, just trying to make sure. And Arts e Mimosa de Rose, welcome, our friend from Brazil. So glad to have you with us. Okay, so Sheila says, okay, it's a green color and has long sleeves. Okay, getting back to that sweater, Sheila. Sorry, I'm just now reading your comment. Yeah, that is also an independent pattern. Yeah, the braided, that is the braided. I'd forgotten about that one. Because I work that both as a summer top. There are instructions in the pattern for both a summer top or a winter top. Yeah, that is only an individual pattern as of right now. I may group some of these together into a leaflet at some point, but right now it's just an individual pattern. And Michelle, so good to have you here. She says, great to be here because it has been a very heavy week. Nice to enjoy this today. We are so glad that you can be with us. Oh, I love this. Jesus Joy 7 says to Hannah, my mom always told us kids, no test, no trials, no testimony. God will get you through it all. Continue holding his hand. Absolutely. And Maggie Porter, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. If I missed your comment, I so sincerely apologize. I'm going to try to get through as much as I can. And Cindy says, I'm using Red Heart Super Saver for the cappuccino throw. Coffee latte, buff, Aran, and white. All these colors are sold at my local Walmart. They really look nice together for the throw. That's fantastic, Cindy. Thanks for letting me know. I don't know why. I went onto Yarnspiration site, onto their website, just to see, well, what do they have now? What is their color palette? Because I hadn't looked at it online in like forever. I see their yarn in the store all the time. But apparently they put different things in store than what apparently they have online, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But thank you for letting us know. So you can find this in Super Saver, and hopefully get a decent coupon or something in the process when you get that. All right, so let's keep a going. And Phil says, I love alpaca yarn. Oh, you see, I got my little alpacas. They're either alpacas or llamas. I don't know. one or the other, but I thought it'd be fun to put those in today. Um, I got Swati's questions answered, I think. And Jesus Joy 7 had to leave now for PT. May y'all have a great week. Stay safe. God bless you all. Oh, I pray that your physical therapy goes well. Still praying for you and your husband there, getting those ligaments back in operational order. All right. Thank you, Barbara, again for your kind encouragements. All right. Oh, and Tiger Bounce. I'm ever so grateful for your videos. Well, I love your name. That's wonderful. Reminds me of Tigger. Is that Tigger? Okay, it's Tigger Bounce, not Tiger Bounce. Tigger Bounce. Tiger is Tige. Okay. Shame on me. I'm a grandma now and I should know better. My kids love watching Tigger. Um hmm. And Angela says, I finished the Starburst blanket from my sister in her favorite colors, blue. Thank you so very much. Your tutorials are the best. Oh, thank you. I'm well aware that we are far from perfect, but I do try my best. Humanity rears its ugly head every so often, but thank you so much. Um, and someone wants to know, would you ever do a crochet along for your on a hill far away Easter throw? From Mimi. I'm not sure. Well, I don't know. I do have the videos on my channel. They're available there pretty much all the time. I suppose I could do that at some point online. Um, I'll have to think about that. That's an interesting idea. But yeah, people can pretty much do. I guess I'm too independently minded. I just if I want to make something, I just go out and get it, you know. But I'll have to think about that. Thanks for that suggestion, Mimi. Um, and Jane wants to know, when did stuff happen on my channel? It was Easter week, the time that a lot of people ditched me, and there was some, yeah, for the indirect slander, the no name slander. It was Easter week. So, but whatever, what's done is done, and we're moving ahead. But again, like I said, if money was my main thing, if that was the main shtick about everything that I did, then I would have been crushed. I was very disappointed. Um, but the money thing, I don't worry about. I on and I say that truthfully. Why else would I be a crochet designer? If I was all about the money, I would go back to school and get my law degree or something. But yeah. Anyway, not putting anybody down who's in law. That's an important position as well. But I'm just saying, if I was really all about the money, I would do something that would probably not make me near as happy. And I certainly wouldn't have majored in music in college. Yeah. So yeah, I've got a double whammy on the starving artist thing going. But God has always provided for me, and I trust in God. I don't trust in the internet. I don't trust in the YouTube. I don't trust in Google, or any of that stuff. So we're all good. We're all good. It's just that it's just another reminder that that our words have consequences. And the old adage, sticks and stones may hurt, break my bones, but words will never hurt me. It's a lie. It's a lie. Apparently, words get people killed. So I mean, yeah. So yeah, words are powerful, and we need to be careful with our words. Um, and if you're going to, and I will say this, if the person involved that did this, all they would had to have done is confront the person, have the boldness to just in love confront the person, um, and let it be. Um, anyway, just my 2 cents worth. Um, Phil likes the red yarn. Well, thank you. Well, you know what, guys, it is getting late. Um, ooh. Um, all right. Well, anyway, I really do need to get going here. But I wanted to read something to you. Um, I'm just really, really blessed to be able to be on the worship team at my church, at our small church. We don't even have our own building, and it's it's just a small piece of heaven on earth. And I'm able to get the some of the music that we're going to be playing on Sunday, and I I I could not play through this without tears. And I just, this was on Monday that this came, and it just so moved me to worship just by reading the words. I thought I would share this with you. And I think, especially in light of this week of on the one hand, the tragedy, with Charlie Kirk, and also remembering 9/11. But it's also just, this song was just a reminder of the glory that's ahead, and how in some sense, what we hold dear, like with our faith, nobody can take it away from us. The worst they can do is usher us into the presence of God in his glory. And for a Christian, that's that's just so much better than life here on earth. Um, all right, Hannah. Well, anyway, I'm going to read through this. This is a song by Johnny Robinson, Michael Farron, and Rich Thompson. It's called "Yet Not I, But Through Christ in Me." And I do have a link in the video description should you want to hear what this sounds like being sung. It's far more effective, but it's always fun sometimes to hear the words so that you really know what you're singing. So I'm just going to read through the four verses as best I can. What gift of grace is Jesus, my Redeemer? There is no more for heaven now to give. He is my joy, my righteousness, and freedom, my steadfast love, my deep and boundless peace. To this I hold, my hope is only Jesus, for my life is wholly bound to his. Oh, how strange and divine, I can sing, all is mine, yet not I, but through Christ in me. The night is dark, but I am not forsaken, for by my side the Savior he will stay. I labor on in weakness and rejoicing, for in my need his power is displayed. To this I hold, my shepherd will defend me. Through the deepest valley he will lead. Oh, the night has been won, and I shall overcome. Yet not I, but through Christ in me. No fate I dread. I know I am forgiven. The future sure, the price it has been paid. For Jesus bled and suffered for my pardon, and he was raised to overthrow the grave. To this I hold, my sin has been defeated. Jesus now and ever is my plea. Oh, the chains are released. I can sing, I am free, yet not I, but through Christ in me. With every breath, I long to follow Jesus, for he has said that he will bring me home. And day by day, I know he will renew me. He does, until I stand with joy before the throne. To this I hold. My hope is only Jesus. All the glory evermore to him. When the race is complete, still my lips shall repeat, yet not I, but through Christ in me. When the race is complete, still my lips shall repeat, yet not I, but through Christ in me. So I hope that is this helpful. Angela, you're spot on with your comment. She says, we may not always agree with each other, but that is what makes us individuals. Amen. But we should be able to communicate our thoughts in a loving and peaceful way. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Brat's mom. You're so kind. Well, anyway, I just wish you all a wonderful week, and I hope to be talking with you all from South Carolina next week, where the internet has been upgraded. Yay! So looking forward. If I can, at all possible, I will see you all next Friday. God bless. Bye bye.